Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's a house!
What's going on, Freakazoids? How's it going? Alright. Well, Christmas is coming up. Hope everybody has a good one. Well, sad news. Melodee Buzzard's, yeah, I don't know how to, so it just sucks to have to say it, but her body was found. I thought maybe she was still alive. I thought maybe, with the wig and everything, that, but the mother, I wonder if that's actually her. The picture that the girl that's in the videos. I mean, I guess family would have been able to tell if it was. But man, it's kind of like that. What was the name of that one case in Colorado with the guy, the kid that was killed by the stepmom? I mean, this isn't a stepmom, but it has a similar feel to it. Remember that one where she drove him around and then put his body somewhere, like inside of a suitcase or something. It's crazy. Well, I hope. I've lost a lot of freaks because they don't want to think that way. They want to think conspiratorially, and I don't. Yeah, Gannon Stout. Right, there you go. Gray, I think you're the best. The way you want your freaks to be better and think instead of nonsense. Yeah. I mean, I don't know about when I say better. I just want them. True crime isn't a joke. These other YouTubers out there, they just treat it like it's some weird game and see how excited they can get people inventing stuff. Like people think that I haven't actually, all these documents that I keep getting from in the Idaho 4 case, Koberger. I'm ordering all of those, and I'm paying. I don't have to pay the full price on some of them because the first person that orders something has to pay the full research price. And then I think it's like $30 for the duplication. Like it's already done, so they just send it to you. There's been a few of them that I've done on my own. I was first. Thankfully, they weren't long, drawn out things, so they would be like $150 or something like that. Yeah, so like there's this person going, you did, and by the way, I can tell you this other people, they went in all in on it together, and then they shipped it, they get it sent to them first, and then 24 hours later, other people get it. So last Friday, they were the ones that got the 1 o'clock to whatever 2:30 in the morning that we played last night. They got it on Friday, and then Monday, the weekend doesn't count. at 2 o'clock. That's when I got my copy. All right. And, you know, these clowns don't really give a shit. But I can show you right here. Here's the email that you get. It's from Zen2. Okay, now they all know this, the ones that get these. It's from Zen2 right here, and here's where it went. I order it and everything. Then I click on the link, and then you have to say that you're not a robot, and then you go like this, and look, I've already downloaded it. That's why you can only download it once, and then if it doesn't work, you have to get a hold of them again. They send you another link, etc. I got it. Okay? So that's just for the one from yesterday. It says it right here even. Oh, 1112 King Road. The size is 1.5 gigabytes. And only the people who order them get this link here. All right? This is mine. I ordered it. Hey, thanks, Carrie Spencer. All right, so see how you can just prove stuff? When people say certain things, I am certain they're lunatics because I know what the answer is. You know what I mean? Like, I actually have the answer. All right, but anyways, let's watch the press conference in this right here. It's like 20-something minutes long.
But this level of criminal activity is particularly shocking.
Hold on. They started off kind of into it, but it doesn't miss the important part.
Maternal filicide is rare and always difficult to comprehend. But this level...
So maternal filicide, fil means love, side, kill, so then you go maternal, like a mother that kills, someone who they apparently, love.
Of criminal activity is particularly shocking given the calculated, cold-blooded, and criminally sophisticated premeditation and heartlessness that went into planning it, and the ruthlessness that went into actually committing the crime. We have recovered a significant amount of evidence that clearly indicates that this heinous crime was committed by Ashley Buzzard, Melodee's mother, and the very person upon who she relied upon and trusted the most in this world. From the moment this case was reported, our detectives pursued every lead with determination, with urgency, and with compassion. Our investigators and those of our allied agencies worked simultaneously on multiple fronts, some maintaining around-the-clock surveillance of Ashley Buzzard, while others focused on the painstaking collection, analysis, and verification of physical, digital, and forensic evidence. That sustained effort was critical in bringing this case to where it stands today. Throughout this investigation, our detectives faced deliberate efforts to prevent them from finding Melodee and uncovering the truth. Despite those attempts, their focus never wavered. They remained disciplined.
I mean, I thought she might still be alive somewhere. I mean, I don't know why you would have to dress her up in hoods and all this weird shit only to kill her later. I mean, why not say, hey, look, she was with me over here, and then... I mean, I don't know. It's just a weird story.
Methodical and relentless.
I mean, I was like 60%,
in their pursuit of the facts. Whenever obstacles were placed in their path, they overcame them. When cooperation was withheld,
we all know how the mom was and her trying to hide something. We all know that part. That's irrelevant to what I'm talking about. Yeah. The mom's a nut job. Hey, thank you, Tracy Antioch.
Merry Christmas
they rely
from Nashville. Christmas tree emoji. Once again, thank you for the continuous coverage and passion in seeking the facts.
Yeah, no problem. And thank you. Merry Christmas.
on the evidence.
Yeah, I
Their
thought maybe
commitment
she was
did not
somewhere.
falter, and their determination did not fade.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that her story didn't make sense. She was trying to hide, like, let's say somebody's trying to hide their child and put him somewhere with some other people. You're still going to do the same things And I was hoping that she was still alive because of, you know, like you literally dressed her up in a wig and just different things, like you're trying to hide. And then she drove to a distance and then turned around and came back a ways, which was weird too. I mean, why did you go all that other way and then come back? So I don't know. There was just some things like that. But, you know, if you're not aware of those things, you will just go, oh yeah, the mom, I knew it the moment. You know, we don't know. None of us know.
They followed the facts wherever they led, and that ultimately is what brought clarity and resolution to this case. Now I'm going to go over a timeline of the major developments in this case. Before I do that, though, and before I walk through it, I want to thank, in particular, and we'll go into some further detail of our allied agencies that helped us, but two in particular that I want to recognize at the start of this, and that is the Federal Bureau of Investigation, which has been with us throughout the investigation and has helped us not only in our regional area but also out of state. And I particularly want to thank Sheriff Micah Gully and the members of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Wayne County, Utah.
I'd like to get the, there must be a probable cause document that's coming out, I would think. Is it already out there, or?
And every other agency that assisted us with their partnership, their professionalism, and for their commitment to this case. This level of coordination among jurisdictions was essential, it was superb, and we are grateful for the support provided at every stage. While this remains an active criminal case and certain details are still being investigated and cannot be disclosed at this time, I can share with you now a timeline outlining the major investigative milestones. October 14th, 2005. A school administrator reported Melodee's prolonged absence from school. Deputies responded to the family's residence in Lompoc, where her mother, Ashley Buzzard, was contacted. Melodee was not at the residence, and Ashley provided no verifiable explanation for Melodee's whereabouts. October 15th, 2025. Detectives served a search warrant at the Buzzard residence in the 500 block of Mars Avenue in the Lompoc area, looking for evidence pertaining to Melodee's whereabouts. Subsequent to the search warrant, it was determined that Ashley had recently rented a car, and video surveillance images were obtained showing Ashley and Melodee at the rental car office, both of them wearing wigs in an apparent attempt to conceal their identity.
That's her right there.
These images were shared with the public on October the 22nd
Isn't that
in
crazy?
an attempt to obtain additional information about their whereabouts. On October 24th, 2025, detectives shared an updated timeline and travel route with the public of Melodee's last known movements along a multi-state round-trip travel route that included California, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Wyoming, and Nebraska, with a return route including Kansas, Colorado, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and then back to California. Detectives learned that along this trip, Ashley switched the license plates on the vehicle she had rented to a New York plate, and found out that she would back her vehicle into gas stations in an apparent attempt to avoid detection by their surveillance cameras. Melodee was last seen on video surveillance with Ashley on the Colorado side of the Colorado-Utah border
later, or
on
before.
Thursday, October 9th, 2025. And detectives now believe that Melodee was murdered shortly after that stop. On October the 30th, sheriff's detectives along with the FBI evidence response team responded and served follow-up search warrants at the home of Ashley Buzzard.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the traveling made me have hope. That maybe especially turning around and driving hundreds of miles with her still.
As well as for a storage locker that she had rented, and upon the car that she had recently rented as well. During the search of the Mars Avenue residence, an expended cartridge case was recovered.
Yeah, so at her residence, they found a cartridge, a spent cartridge, and then a full round, I think.
During the search of the vehicle, a live round of similar
In the vehicle.
ammunition was located. Detectives submitted the
Just another stupid criminal.
expended cartridge case to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives for inclusion in their national database called NIBIN, the National Integrated Ballistic Information Network. December the 6th, 2025. Members of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Utah responded to a call from a man and a woman who were taking photos just off the 3300 block.
Yeah, we all know, Deidre. We've been doing true crime on this channel for, getting close to 10 years. So we know it's a red flag. Okay, everybody understands that. You're not being, really sort of sleuthy by saying it's a red flag that she acted weird. It's a red flag. Could be a red flag for a lot of different reasons. Whether it's the reason for she tried to hide her kid somewhere, whatever it is, she was being deceptive, and she never produced her kid. That's where it sort of ends up being a little bit like the case we were just talking. God, I can't even remember which one it was a minute ago that we just brought up. Man, my memory's just like stout. There you go.
Of East State Route 24 in a remote part of Wayne County, Utah. This couple had discovered the decomposed body of a deceased person off of the side adjacent to West Caneville Road.
Yeah, so adjacent to West Caneville Road. So I actually, went and got that location. Let's see. Way out here. And actually, the green here was the route that she was on. And then even up here. And so this area, this is the county that the Melodee's body was found in there. So then here is right in the middle of the county almost. Right at this location is the same picture they have on the screen. You can see right there that little loop thing that comes down. And it's right here, so somewhere on this road she pulled off that was apparently adjacent to the road. So come down here. It's really cool looking area. I bet obviously drove, and that's a long ways to get around that corner, so it's not where she went. She just went like right over here. That corner, I'm not even sure is part of the, I guess if they continued around over here, that would make more sense, right? Like maybe on the back side where nobody's watching. So it's definitely a possibility. I guess it's still, I don't know if it's still called that road at that point, but it could just be right there. She's in a hurry, gets the hell out of there, but going around that corner would definitely have hid the body better. She's not the brightest person in the world. Well, because there was a custody issue with the parents, that's why. You must not have followed the case very well. Let's see, let me get the, continue on with this.
On December 8th, 2025, a member of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office notified the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office of the discovery of the unidentified found body. Although immediate identification of the deceased person was not possible, it was apparent that the decedent was a female who had died from gunshot wounds to the head. December 17th, 2025. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives examination of cartridge cases found at the Utah crime scene resulted in a NIBIN hit, linking them to the single cartridge case that was found at the Buzzard residence. On December 22nd, yesterday, the FBI Crime Lab notified our agency that DNA analysis had determined that the remains found in Utah were a familial DNA match.
I mean, they must have known it was like a small person, you know? Not just that it was a female. But it's crazy, like, the mother shot her to death. Can you believe that?
Match to Ashley
I mean,
Buzzard.
I guess, I don't know.
Today,
Another way
December
you
23rd,
might have done it, maybe
2025,
strangle somebody.
members of the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office and the FBI served search and arrest warrants at the Mars Avenue residence and arrested Ashley Lynn Buzzard for the murder of Melodee Buzzard. Ashley was taken into custody without incident, and she was booked at the Northern Branch Jail for first-degree murder, where she is currently being held without bail. While these developments represent important steps towards holding Ashley Buzzard accountable for the murder of her daughter, they do not diminish the profound loss that we are acknowledging today. Because this case is now moving through the court system, there are limits on what additional detail we can share publicly at this time. At this point, I'm going to ask Lieutenant Chris Gottschall to recognize the personnel and agencies whose work in our region was instrumental in this investigation.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good afternoon.
This guy doesn't say anything. Either does that person. I'm just going to go back to here.
Thank you. Let me just conclude by saying these remarks. The circumstances of Melodee Buzzard's murder are heartbreaking. All of us who have been involved in this case have been deeply affected by it. We were hoping against hope that she would be safely found. This outcome is deeply tragic, and on behalf of the entire Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office, I want to extend our deepest condolences to those who knew and loved Melodee. I want to take a moment to speak directly to the Meza and Buzzard families who have endured unimaginable pain throughout this ordeal. Their strength, their patience, and their steadfast hope have been evident from the very beginning. No family should ever have to experience this kind of loss, and our hearts are with them today and will be with them in the difficult days ahead. We stand with them and we remain committed to securing justice for Melodee. I also want to thank the members of the media, both you here in our region and those out of state, for your continued coverage, including the conveyance of Melodee's image and the circumstances of her disappearance all across America. Your involvement played a meaningful role in advancing this investigation. To the members of our community who followed this case closely, thank you for your engagement, for your support, and for your willingness to come forward with information. The loss of a child is among the most profound tragedies any community can endure, and that loss is exacerbated when it is at the hand of someone else, and particularly at the hand of the one who should have loved them the most. Today, we stand together in grief, but also with resolve. Melodee deserved a far better life than she had. We will honor her memory by ensuring that every step of this process is handled with care, compassion, and a steadfast commitment to justice. Our investigation does not end here. We will continue working closely with prosecutors, and ensure that the judicial process moves forward with integrity. May God bless the innocent soul of Melodee Buzzard, who we will never, ever forget. Thank you, and I'll now turn it back over to our PIO, Reck.
We have allotted some time if anybody has any follow-up questions. Again, reinforcing the fact that we do have an ongoing investigation, and while we're trying to balance transparency with seeking justice for Melodee, so we do have an opportunity to take just a few questions. Yes, Crystal.
Yeah, Raquel, I'm just curious, do we believe at this moment that Ashley acted alone? Or is there any potential leads that other suspects might be involved?
So the question is, do we believe that Ashley acted alone in this homicide?
Hey, thanks, Chris O'Connell. It's a miracle. 5 gifted memberships.
I'll turn it over to Lieutenant Gottschall. Please step to the podium.
Thank you for your question. Our investigation thus far has revealed that at this time we don't believe that anyone else was involved.
Right here, yes.
Raquel, the sheriff mentioned the retrieval of cartridges
Yes.
and live rounds. Is the murder weapon in evidence?
Yeah, so the thing is that she left shells at the crime scene, and they matched the spent round that was found in the house. See how stupid these people are? I mean, aren't you thankful for their idiocy? Isn't that amazing? Yeah, it's beautiful. They all have the same problem.
So the question is about the location of the
Hey,
murder
thanks,
weapon.
Cheryl
We have
Bullock.
that in our evidence or in our possession at this time. I'll turn that over to Sheriff Brown.
Thank you. Yeah, the short answer is no. We do not have the murder weapon yet, but we continue to seek.
Yeah, they didn't find a murder weapon, but finding spent shells that match from her car and the crime scene is really almost about as good as having the weapon.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Hey, thanks, Timothy Cecil.
I'll come back to you for your follow-up question in just a moment. Go ahead, yes?
Will this case be tried in Santa Barbara County or elsewhere?
Okay, so the question is where this trial will take place. I believe Sheriff Brown will have a response for that.
Yes, the plan is that this trial will take place here, since the intent was believed to have been formed here in our county prior to going on this road trip and committing the actual crime.
So we're going to have room for just a couple more questions. I'll volley back here. Yes?
And for any of you, I know early in the investigation, investigators had been out in those various areas along the road
Thank you,
trip.
Chris.
Had that area in Wayne County been searched at all?
So the question is if investigators on their initial routes had been through that area of Wayne County. I believe you're asking if we'd specifically probably been to the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
I'm going to refer to Lieutenant Gottschall for that.
Thank you for your question. We've been following a ton of leads, looking at a lot of different data and information. It is an expansive area of the United States that we were researching, and unfortunately we didn't have specific location information until recently. Thank you.
Yes.
When can we expect a mugshot of Ashley to be released?
I'll have you email me privately on that. We'll proceed with that. We'll take one final question here, and then that'll be a wrap for us. Yes.
Is there a motive that you can share with us at all?
The question is to a motive. If we have one established, I'll have Sheriff Brown cover.
We have not established a motive at this point. We have obviously established that it is what's known as a filicide, the slaying of a child, in this case a maternal filicide. And there's been a lot of study and a lot of discussion about that and what motivates people to do that. But as far as an actual direct motive, we haven't established that yet.
A very quick follow-up. I know that Ashley, you had described her as uncooperative throughout the investigation. Can you describe her demeanor now? Has she spoken or confessed in any way? Can you talk about her demeanor now?
Yeah, I can tell you that as of this morning, no, there was no change in her attitude and
So
her
she stayed that way.
So uncooperative.
uncooperative.
Uncooperative the whole time.
Thank you all very much for coming out and for being patient with us through this process, not just today, but throughout the entirety of the investigation. And again, we really do appreciate the media's coverage of this very important case. And that's going to conclude our press conference for today. Thank you very much.
That's crazy. Right up there with Letitia Stout. Just absolute wacko. Probably worse, though. She's almost worse than Letitia Stout. Because, you know what, when you look at this girl, she looks like she's been malnourished. Probably absolutely abused at home the whole time. Where it seems like in the Letitia Stout, she just one day, basically sort of plotted revenge against the husband. Because it was her stepkid, And, even though she probably wasn't the greatest mom, Letitia Stout, prior to that, this one seems like this girl was going through hell the whole time. It's probably why there was homeschooling, that kind of thing. It's pretty crazy. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? They say adjacent over here. Like, adjacent to this road. I don't know what that means. Off to the side somewhere. And, does the road continue around over here? Because then if that's the case, there's some, well, what's that say there? Yes, that's south. Well, no, but it was on East Gainesville Road. That's right. So, or West Gainesville Road. So it was right here on, adjacent to that road. And then it becomes south over here. So, what is it right here? Is it? So it's South Gainesville Road, west. So it must be right in this area. Maybe she pulled into this area and then near this creek, perhaps. I don't know. They didn't put a pin or anything on their graphic that they had. Yeah, that's the thing. So the grandparents were trying to get custody, and that's why I thought maybe there's a chance he was alive. It's just like the grandparents are trying to get custody. You might think, okay, she's trying to keep the grandparents from getting custody and hides them with some unknown individual out there, and that's why she went through the trouble of putting a wig on the girl and doing all these things, to hide who that was. But it turns out it was just all nefarious. Like she was going to kill her. That's crazy. Hey, thank you, Just Me. Merry Christmas to you too. Yeah. I don't know, Madeline Soto. Yeah, I guess it is because what's-his-face was doing what he was, Stephen Stearns. What the hell's going on with that case, by the way? Is that one over, or did they plead guilty, or what happened there? Man, I forgot all about that one. Yep, she's an idiot. Isn't that amazing? They're all idiots, these criminals. Tyler Robinson's an idiot. Richard Allen's an idiot. Brian Koberger's an idiot. This lady's an idiot. Just total fools. So he pled guilty to the murder too, because I know he pled guilty to the crime, the assaults and everything. So he ended up pleading guilty to the murders also to avoid the death penalty. Right? Man, he's gonna have a brutal time there in prison, if that's the reality of it. I know he pled guilty to the assaults. Why silent, Just Me? Why do you have to be silent? Why is there so many silent watchers? Let me look that up. Doesn't sound right. Maybe it is. A Florida man was given 21. Oh, wow. When was this? Jeez, I guess I missed that. When was this thing? I think I was right in the middle of Koberger stuff at that time, July. A Florida man was given 21 life sentences Monday after he pled no contest to murder and guilty to 2 other counts of sexual abuse and death of 13-year-old man. So it was all combined. No, I think it is. I think you're right. Stearns 39 was sentenced to 21 life sentences. So that case is done. But it's not over for everybody else who wants Jennifer to get punished too, because she was the one, you know. It's crazy, man. People are nuts. I didn't realize that. I might have realized it back then. It just didn't sink in, you know, like it just... I don't remember anything about 21 life sentences or any of that stuff. That's crazy. Well, he got what he deserved. He deserved to be executed, but you know, he's never getting out, and you know, however you want to look at it. I think his time in prison is worse, given what he's done and the way people like him get treated in prison. But hey, guys, if you're out there and you want to help support the channel, that would be fantastic. We're about 1/4 of a normal night here, so if you guys have the ability to, that would be great. Thank you. Of course, whenever I ask like that, they say, Gray's begging over there. You know what? All I'm telling you guys is you guys are the support for the channel when I do live streams. There is no ad revenue. There's nothing. So when I do the live streams, and which is really kind of what my channel does, I rely on the people watching to support the channel. If I don't ask, then people generally don't send any, you know, don't support the channel because they're just not thinking about it. They're doing something else. So you got to end up asking. You know, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but, you know, it is what it is. That's what the super chats and all that, the tips are for, is for supporting the channels. Well, that's what they say. It's crazy, you know. And all I know is, like, my channel, out of all the channels out there, has donated, I would say, I mean, I don't even know how to really say it. We've donated $272,000 since January of 2020. Now, if you can find a channel that's done 1/100th of that in the true crime community from their own income, you let me know, okay? Because they haven't done that. Nobody's touched it, and they go, well, Gray, it's not your money, it's the people. No, it isn't. It isn't. People are supporting my channel. They know that my channel needs an income, and then we also give to various true crime-related charities. Now, the people that are always trashing me out there never mention that part. That this year so far, we've given $43,000 out, but they never mention that. So, I'm asking, if you're out there and you have the ability to, please help support the channel. Thank you. We're already having one of those big time lulls. We need a challenge of some sort tonight. Does seem to work. But anyways, there you go. There you have it. Just absolute nightmare. I'm sure it'll be a pretty big trial if they allow it to be. You know, these kind of cases they're a little bit more sensitive about because, I mean, they did have Letitia Stout in Colorado, her trial. They did have that. But we don't, you know, it's hard to say because whenever there's a kid involved, they go out of their way to, you know, handle the video and make sure that there's no shots of any kind. Unfortunately, in that case, a lot of those images of, you know, the child Stout were put out there. Yeah, it's always, you know, deflating when you give your pitch and you tell people, you know, hey, this is why it's great to support my channel, and not a soul responds. That's when it's like, oh man, that doesn't feel good. All right, so I guess we got the update in the Charlie Kirk case is, I mean, you guys have probably all heard it already, but yeah, let me, there was something else that came out. Where was that? Seemed like it was a better. Maybe that's the one. I mean, do this one. Like, that's a video, but. So it's, this is from Court TV. Defense team for Tyler Robinson, the man accused of shooting Charlie Kirk, has filed a motion to have the Utah County Attorney's Office disqualified from the case, citing a conflict of interest involving one of the prosecution's attorneys. The public motion under seal claimed the attorney in question, whose identity was redacted, had a conflict of interest based on personal connections to a witness, victim, to the events. I think that's the stupidest thing in the world. You know, like, there's 3,000 people at that event. There's a good chance that one of the prosecutors or even the defense team might know somebody that was there. I don't know if it got removed. That's the first one I've seen from you, Julia. But hey, you guys, still waiting for see if you guys can help support the channel. We're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, having to ask 1,600 times. Prosecutors have charged Robinson with aggravated murder in the September 10th shooting of the conservative activists on the Utah Valley University campus in Orem, just a few miles north of the Provo courthouse. Right here it says, further, Mr. Robinson seeks finding from this court that upon learning of the conflict, the Utah County Attorney's Office did not employ any screening protocol, and 2, information pertaining to the personal involvement of Mr. Whatever the attorney's name is, was shared among the assigned prosecutorial team, including the county attorney. Based upon these findings, and in the interest of protecting Mr. Robinson's federal and state rights to due process, Mr. Robinson requests that this court order that the Utah County Attorney's Office is disqualified from representing the state in this matter. Hey, what's that mad face there? I don't get it. Thanks, Steven. Let's see. So there's a court hearing on December 29th. I don't know which one that is. I know that there was one on January 16th. But apparently there's one right there. Yeah, it's those. Nobody does those. Oh, you're not. Looks like a mad face. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? I don't think it's a conflict of interest in any way, shape, or form. That some random person, because what they're trying to argue is that they need a different prosecutor because this one, because of the conflict, is so committed to the death penalty. That's just garbage, absolute garbage. Prove that I don't think the judge will fall for it. But you can see the defense team is already fighting for that angle. You see, they know that Tyler Robinson is the shooter and killer, and they're just trying to Now they're trying to get the prosecutor thrown out because the death penalty was thrown on there so early. What they would like is a prosecutor that doesn't go for the death penalty, and then the defense has nothing to lose. They can just go in there and go in there and just sort of, try to do any kind of technique possible and throw everything at it. But if the death penalty's there, then you've got to worry about like mitigation and don't want to overstep your bounds and don't make the jury sort of angry. Yeah. Well, it'd be cool if somebody would do one of those challenges out there. I think that would maybe help, but if you guys can't, if you can't afford it, then don't. But my channel's just like every other channel. I just don't do conspiracy theories, so the excitement level of supporting it is much less. As I've explained, and it's true, you can see it. You tune into those guys, boom. This story was really written by Ron Ryan. Anyway, it's going to be a long... Yeah, I think this trial won't take place, I think, at least a year from now, At least. However, they might plead guilty before that if they can get the prosecution to, take off the death penalty. Because he has no shot of not... he is the killer. It's one of the strongest cases I've ever seen in all the years that I've been doing true crime. The conspiracy theorists and idiots like that are people who have no clue about true crime or anything. They just think everything's a cover-up and a conspiracy in every single case, and therefore that's what they come up with. Just random stuff that makes no sense. You mentioned my channel. Oh, you do? Cool. Thanks.
I mentioned your channel
and yet nobody comes over here and helps.
Merry
It's wild.
Christmas tree emoji. God
Hey,
bless.
thanks, Linda Howell.
Hands emoji.
Thank you, guys.
Ride the wave. Ocean wave emoji. Ocean wave emoji.
We're currently at about 30% now. Let me see what... Thank you, Kathy Friday Maker, or Peacemaker, as it were. Which one is this? This is from... That's old, that one. December 11th. How come it says 16 hours ago? There must have been an update. Tyler Robbins, that's not the same person. How would you like to have that name? Jeez. Now it's like, who wants the name Tyler Robinson at this point? That's crazy. As another person. Obviously it's not a incredibly uncommon name. Tyler and Robinson, they're both pretty popular. Oh, yeah. Yep, that's what I was saying. It's pretty common. So what are you guys all doing for your... Is Gray figuring out that... No, I'm not figuring that out. Tyler Robinson's absolutely the killer. Damn it. Is Gray figuring out that Tyler isn't guilty? What the hell are you talking about? Where'd you come from? Troll land? It's ridiculous. And nothing I've said tonight is like that. Tyler Robinson is 100% the killer. There is absolutely nothing that has been presented or is out there at all that's helped him out at all. $2 hours, man. It's not Not too bad. No, idiot Louise. I think people that are guilty are the ones that are guilty. You know? Like, Brian Koberger is the killer. He did it. There's cases out... see, you know what's weird is you got idiots like Louise who show up in here. No, he thinks everyone is guilty. Give me a break. Jesus. I mean, you're an absolute fool. If the evidence is there, then I believe it. Look, we got a load of trolls in here tonight. It's gonna make it tough. We need some troll spray. I set up a Christmas tree and bought myself a few gifts. Oh, you working? Oh, well. At least you got a tree set up there. Good job, Timothy. Well, no, Damon. But why would you ever say is Gray figuring out that Tyler Robinson isn't guilty? Where are you coming up with that? I mean, is that what you think? Is that what you're doing? Are you sort of giving us information, sharing your thoughts that you don't think Tyler Robinson is the killer? Right now we're at 40% of just the minimum bare end goal. We're not even close. So if you guys are out there and you have the ability to help support the channel, we're just trying to get through the end of the year. I know, it's holiday time, so if you can't do it, you can't do it. Holy crap, look at that. Chris O'Connell just knocked out a ton of trolls. You might have added a few too, No, I'm just kidding. Oh, thank you. Now we're at 60%, just like that. Yep, trolls are here. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's... Well, there isn't, though, Damon. There isn't. But tell me what you think it is. Let me try. Let me try to be more like Charlie Kirk. What is it, Damon? Tell me what the more to it is. Do you think Tyler Robinson is the shooter, at least? Or what? I mean... Who is Tyler Robinson to the case? No, they were all there. They were taking care of Charlie after he was shot. Yeah, there was other security there. Hey, look at there. There's I just texted 867. I was like, hey, Merry Christmas. Today, search with Retson popped into my head randomly. Into your heads. How many heads do you have? That's funny. No. Erica Kirk has nothing to do with the death of Tyler Robinson. Anybody who thinks that's a lunatic. All right, here we go. We'll go around about being a crew about something we did on special who you might not have heard of. Maybe you'll have out our first and all it was like. Used to get angry and all uptight. You can say what you want to spell my name right. All know the guilty is rocking the house. That's what the rumors all about. Me and them tell all your friends that even though they'll you see me again this way. I can hear from the horse's mouth. I did it there. We straight it out. Hey, love you too. 8675309.
Today the phrase "search with Retson" popped into my head.
Yours and the dog.
Smiley face emoji.
You share brains with your dog. All right. Very cool. Love all the freaks out there. You guys are, it's been sort of a difficult, 4 or 5 months for me. Just, I've explained the whole thing, just YouTube and what excites people, and it makes it so much harder for the rest of us to make it, You know, the ad revenue portion disappears almost completely. If you're not doing conspiracy theories, you know, like dummies like Louise believe in. Yeah, I don't want to hide, you know, let's not hide. I don't mind if they just keep communicating. Unhide them. I don't know where to do that from, but I don't even care if their account's 2 minutes. All right, there we go. Now, so I was trying to get some answers from Damon up there. He's a patsy at best. So what did they have him do, Damon? They said, hey, Tyler, run up on the roof and pretend that you shot somebody. Yeah, you're the fall guy, Tyler. So what we want you to do, we got all these other guys that are going to really do it, but you're going to run up there with and have a gun and and you're gonna and then put the gun in the woods and everything and leave your fingerprints on it, because we need everything to be blamed on you. You'll get nothing for it. Yeah, so go ahead, explain to me that one, all right? How is he a patsy at best? Let me guess, you believe Candace Owens. You're one of those types, right? Who are you talking about, Louise? Koberger? It's not even close, man. Yeah. It's not even close. Koberger pled guilty and gave up his right to ever appeal the case. Okay? There's been other people that have pled guilty, and they got a deal for pleading guilty. He didn't really get one, other than death off the table. That's it. Yeah, I thought Candace was unhinged in that interview with Pierce. She was nuts. Julie Martino likes the avocado. Want another one? I'd like to have another one. Yeah! You know, I like avocado. You know what the best way to do an avocado is, you guys? You just cut it in half, and then the part that you pull apart that has the seed in it, you take like one of your big, the big knives, and you just hit it right in the middle, and you just pull out the seed. Then all you do is grab the skin of the avocado and you squeeze it all out onto the plate. You don't have to do anything else. You just kind of squeeze it out, and there it is. Then you smash it all up, put it on toast, a little salt on there. Pretty good. No, I didn't say that, Louise Warbotten. You're an idiot if you think I said that. We're not. You're putting in Merry Christmas after you try to throw in one of your little disses is starting to make you look shitty. Okay. Let's see. I didn't say. I said anybody that would plead guilty and give away your right to appeal is likely. They are going to be the killer. Okay. The difference is there's other ones that are like the Alford plea, where you admit that they have a solid case against you. You can't really argue out of it, so you'll take a lesser. You'll take a plea, and it'll be like a lesser punishment, without you admitting to doing the crime. That's not what Koberger did. He admitted it. He said, "Yes, I did it." Wouldn't want to write about me in the crew without something we did I'm supposed to do. You might not have heard on me, you'll have an person on it once time. You say get angry and all up tight, you can say what I want, but spell my name right. Ultimately guilty is rocking a house. Yeah. It's well, here's the thing, Damon. Let me ask you this. If I said right now, I think Dan Bongino, the reason he resigned is because he's actually behind the shooting of Charlie Kirk. How would I disprove that? Short of having, and even, see, here's what happens with people like Candace Owens, the lunatic, and people like Louise who believe conspiracy nutters. When they go on and they come up with their whole conspiracy theory and they do this whole thing, and sure, she's not required to prove anything. And then even if, let's say, the thing that she claims, one of the people comes on and the air and says, no, that's not true, I was over here, all of her viewers would say, it's a cover-up. Instead of just believing that Candace actually didn't get it right. Why would I know all the cases in the last 10 years, Louise? You sound like a lunatic in here. Yes, everybody, I have it memorized. In the last 10 years, these are the cases where if somebody pled guilty and they didn't do it. I've got them all just sitting right here. I do true crime cases. We go over cases. We work through them. If the cases make sense and the facts line up, then I'll say, yes, I believe this person is the killer. All right? Yeah. It's really obvious stuff. I'm telling you right now that Kohberger was one of the strongest cases I've ever seen, and then even stronger is Tyler Robinson. If you stop believing your own nonsense, you would know the Innocence Project. Yeah, I've donated to the Innocence Project, you fool. Yeah, we get it. I know. There's cases like that. Yes, we all know that, Louise. You're not smarter than anybody in this whole entire chat. Okay, do you understand that? We know it. I've actually said the reason I am for the death penalty, but I'm not for it in its current condition. And I said that because of how many people that were on death row who did not do it. They didn't plead guilty. They were just convicted of something they did not do. Okay? They didn't do it, and they were freed because of DNA. And then I wonder to myself, how many people have we executed as a country of people who didn't do it? And thanks up there, Chris O'Connell and Damon Owen. How many people? I mean, it's just how many people we executed as a country for people who did not commit the crime, and because of that, I would say that you have to make the death penalty rare, where certain criteria has to be met. Like multiple things, ding, 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 and it makes it eligible if the facts are proven and all those elements, but it's got to be hard, not, well, there's a witness that saw somebody over here and they thought that. I think that's what I'm talking about. What do you mean, finally have I admitted? I've talked about this a million times, Louise. Hey, Louise, you got about 5 more seconds. If you make another stupid backhanded bullshit comment, I'm going to block you permanently from the channel. Just like you were a minute ago, but I unhid you. They must have been more insightful than I was about your real reason that you're here. Yeah. Brian Kohberger is the killer, though. I mean, you get that, right? Absolutely, without a doubt. All right. Very cool. Hey, look at that. It's Miss Skiss from back in the day, man. How the hell's it gone? Finally, you've admitted there. I've actually said that same thing that I just said a million times on this show. Put a 1 if you've heard me tell you my stance on the death penalty in here before. Smoking Scotch eggs for Christmas Eve. I'll make an effort to list everything suspicious about. Yeah, but there isn't anything suspicious. See, you believe there's things that are suspicious, Damon, because Candace Owens told you there was something suspicious. Okay, see you later, Louise. All right, good luck. All right, I gave it a shot. Let's see, just adapting a new life changes and lost my... Oh, sorry, I hear that. That sucks. Who's been drinking? Who's been drinking, Lexi? I mean, I already gave him enough shots. Okay, I'll give him one more. How about that? Here's my Christmas present. One more shot. If you keep claiming, Louise, that I'm saying certain things that I haven't said, I'm going to remove you permanently forever. You're back on right now, though. Okay, from who then, Damon? The other YouTubers out there? Give me one, Damon, right now. How about that? Give me one item. That's what I need. Right, we need 20 channel memberships, and then I'll donate 5 myself. But, you know, throughout the rest of the show, whatever it is. Give me one of them. Hey, Louise, don't pretend that you give a shit about anything, okay? You're not in here. Everyone sees through you. You're not somebody that cares about somebody's mom. You're not a regular here. Nobody's seen you before. You're in here to throw jabs, but then try to... It's passive-aggressive is what you're doing. Okay, we know that, Louise. You're a passive-aggressive person where you throw out negative comment after negative comment, then try to pretend that everything's cool with everybody else. Wow, look at that. Hey, it's Marty's Bar and Grill. Check out Marty's Bar and Grill at 1927 14th Street in Lahassa, Washington. I don't even know. No, you know, hey, Louise, you're full of shit, okay? I can tell by your attitude in here, there's something wrong with you. All right? I mean, you guys, does anybody not see what I'm seeing here? Completely passive-aggressive comments, attacking. But anybody else in the chat, oh, trying to pretend with a nice comment right after that. Yeah, it's so classic. It's almost unbelievable. No, oh Jesus. You are such an idiot. God, embarrassing. I've said 1,000 times in here, Louise, that there's people that have been convicted of crimes that didn't do it. I don't have the figures on people who have pled guilty to crimes and they didn't do it. I don't have a figure on that. See, look how stupid this person is. You guys, I mean, what do you mean I don't comprehend a possibility that I'm wrong? I do it all the time. I even say, yep, got that one wrong, you guys. Just like the other day, I thought the shooter in the Brown University, I thought it was a 27-year-old. It was somebody 40-something. Or 50, or whatever the hell age he was. It wasn't anywhere near what I thought. Yeah, I'm giving it a shot, you know. But I'd really rather talk to somebody like... I mean, you can tell she's just being passive-aggressive, you know. You know, trash, gray, but then pretending to be nice to other people in here. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah, just earlier today I said, you know, I actually thought that Melodee Buzzard was going to be alive, and she wasn't. I mean, I thought it was like 60-40. Nobody wanted to toss the tomato. Yeah, well, if we get 10 more channel memberships, then I'll donate 5 myself. We'll just hope to God that Louise doesn't get one. All right. And your comments, they hardly ever make it. How can you be sure of guilt when it's not been proven by a jury? Because he said he did it. And here's how. How can I be sure that Kohberger did it? Let me see. His car was within 100 meters of the house 20-something times. He drives a white Elantra that does not have fog lights. Well, the vehicle that was in Moscow, Idaho did not have fog lights. It had the black insert on it. And there's a really clear image of that twice. Well, it's in the area. Then, you see the white Elantra driving around the residence 4 different times, and then it pulls over at 408, and then between 408 and 420 at the full range, the murders happen. I think it's between at 413 to 418, a 5-minute window. He killed all 4 victims that were drunk and in various stages of sleep. Xana was still awake. She had just ordered a DoorDash delivery. Then the murders took place. And lo and behold, on the bed was a knife sheath left there, and it had Brian Kohberger's DNA on it. So therefore, the white Elantra that was driving around was his, and he's the killer. That's why. And the facts of the case, with his Amazon orders, all of the other stuff, were so damning, and his attorneys knew it. They just tried to save his life. He pled guilty. I'm sorry for your own ignorance that you haven't been able to figure that out yet. I know it's more entertaining for you and your merry band of dipshits to continue to say that Brian Kohberger didn't do it because it gives you so much stuff to talk about. Where people like me, we're still just trying to get all the little clips and videos to put the entire story together, and yet nothing has disproved anything. It's all been worse for him every time. How do you know the white Elantra? Even Moscow PD said it looks like it, but it's not 100%. Yeah, and here's how we know it's his white Elantra, because his DNA was on the knife sheath. That's how we know it. And it was left during the time the white Elantra parked at the house. Do you understand that? Oh boy. You know more than they don't say that though. They say it's his white Elantra. At trial they would say that it was his based on the circumstantial evidence. Louise. See, Louise, your arguments are so poor. I don't know if you realize it or not, but you come across as somebody who really doesn't know anything about the case. You're just one of the people on Facebook that wrings your hands on a daily basis, hoping to find some other thing to jump on for that day, and it never makes sense. It's sad. Right. I thought she was being looked after by a biker family. Yeah, I thought it was something like that, you know. You know, put the wig on, try to make it, didn't want people to see that she was transferring her daughter. Something like that. Yeah, I've read the documents. I've read them all, man. Okay, see you later, Louise. We gave you a shot. See what I'm saying? It just gave the person a chance to keep digging and trashing again. All right, hey, I gave it a shot up there. I don't know who was that wanted me to do that. Lexi, hey Lexi, you made it so that she could come in and trash another 100 times. Okay, there was never an attempt to have a rational mind. So you're not. Hey, Louise, you think you're commenting and people are seeing, but your comments are not being seen anymore. You've been removed from the channel. Good luck.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, is the moon made of blue cheese? There you go. That's about the same kind of logic. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, so you had the White Elantra driving around. His DNA was on the knife sheath. He ordered that exact same knife, sharpener, etc., and he admitted doing it. You know. Now that came after the fact, but they must have realized that the facts of the case were so overwhelming, and we'd said that a million times. It never got better for him. It got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Especially, he turns his phone off. He's moving at 2:54. He turns his phone off, and then his phone gets turned back on at 4:47, just south of Moscow, Idaho. And then they track him all the way back around north into Pullman, Washington, including really good footage of his White Elantra driving by without the fog lights on next to the Sun Mart as it pulls up, and then you literally see the car turning and then driving up the streets, and on those streets it again does not have its fog lights, etc. They track him basically all the way from the house back home after he turned his phone back on at 4:47. Well, he was just looking at stars, Gray. Hey, thanks, Amy Slates. Was there ever any other DNA found other than the knife of him? No. Yeah, he just blew it. He was wearing gloves. His DNA was on the button snap, so he kind of missed that part. Now, if you think he left it there intentionally, there was no other DNA on the sheath other than the underside of the button snap, and you'd think maybe he wanted to leave it intentionally. He just missed cleaning that one spot. However, now it turns out that there's blood from both Madison and Kaylee on the knife sheath, so it seems less likely that he left it there intentionally. Although, you can't throw it out. I still think that's definitely a possibility. He was trying to... I think he went there to kill one person that night, and then he was going to leave it quietly, a little calling card, and take off. And sort of like Jodi Arias, he just sort of things went totally awry, and he sort of went into, did some of the things he was going to do, and I don't know, just sort of went on autopilot. Yeah, he didn't want to die by firing squad. He knows he did. Well, here's what I believe. I think that Ann Taylor had been having conversations with Bill Thompson for a long time. And that's why you have these hearings, and it was just sort of going through all the things that... Okay, she probably even said, listen, Bill, I've got to go for this, I got to go for this, I got to go for this, but, my client did it. We got to start thinking about, is there any chance we could do a plea deal of some sort? All right, but I'm going to try these other things, and if we can get if something sticks, then maybe we can try some, go to court, go to trial. So she tried those last things, the alternate suspects, the trying to blame, like, oh my God, the publicity over the documentary that was released, but none of those things succeeded whatsoever. And then that's when I think she's like, she'd already told Kohberger that, hey, we've only got a few more options here, and this is our last shot. And if we don't get anywhere with this, we're going to have to come up with something else if you want to try to save your life. And those things didn't work, so then they called Bill Thompson, and they came up with a plea deal, which was about as bad as you can get. Like, you're talking about, the death penalty was nobody's going to do a plea deal. Well, I would say this plea deal was the worst plea deal that I've ever seen. Okay, have you guys ever seen? Nobody's going to do a plea deal with death involved, right? This person did a plea deal where they can't even appeal the damn case ever. So it's like, okay, you're getting life without parole, and you can never appeal it. I think that's pretty. I mean, that's about as strong as you can get. Yeah, and I guarantee you that's how it went. And for the last, you know, all those court hearings we heard with Ann Taylor, how she would always say stuff like, yeah, I just haven't had time to look at this. I've never had time to look at that. I've never had time to look at this, and this. And then it just turns out where she didn't make time because she knew her client did it the whole time. You know, the entire damn time. And her whole thing was she was going to try to get a plea deal, so she wasn't putting in the effort that other people would do if you were really trying to, like, okay, let me watch all these things, put together a case. Can you imagine any of us, if we had all the information from the prosecutor, we would have sat there and just devoured it. Hey guys, we need 9 more channel memberships out there, or $45 total, and then I'll donate 5 memberships myself. All right, that would be sweet. Yeah, that's right. Yep, I knew you. Bring what up? Bring what up? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Yep, I knew you would bring this up. I couldn't believe it. Creepy woman. Oh, the yeah, okay, that was earlier in the show. You guys even hear? It's like just dead as a doornail again. Nobody's chatting. It's just. Yeah, I was hoping we get some more. Hey, see, Lexi, I did give it a shot, though, didn't I? I did give it a shot. Mm-hmm. Right, yeah, of course his attorney knew that. Didn't work out for him, though. Mm-hmm. Well, you guys seem like you've all left or something. It's just there's no comments or nothing. It's crazy. Right. Well, we need 9 more channel memberships so that I can donate the 5. All right. We're almost there. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I want Damon to come up with your... give me something to discuss on your Tyler Robinson deal. Yeah, I see comments. Now you see comments, but there just hasn't been very many. I mean, Jim Lawn. Hey, thanks, Jim Lawn. I put my spirit box on airplane mode. Oh, thanks for the coffee. Right. Yeah, but haven't you looked that up on your own, Damon, to get the answer for that? There was no military drones at all. Yeah, there was none in there. And then the little things that look like they're zipping by, those are birds. And then your neck wound, exit wound, there's been lots of different shots over the years of different people where the bullet does things that you might go, wow, that's weird. No, it doesn't show that. It doesn't show that, Damon. That's you believing somebody saying that. Haven't you watched the video when the shots happen? Everybody turned their head and looked towards where the shot came from. Haven't you seen that? It's just the people that make these videos, they're all wrong, Damon. I'm just letting you know. When the trial and everything happens, you'll just remember that back here you heard the truth, okay? Tyler Robinson is the shooter. He's the lone shooter. He planned it out. It was one of the easiest things in the world to do. And no, he didn't move before the hole. You just can't see the bullet because it's so fast. I've already gone over that before. I've actually discussed where the bullet has already hit him and then the shirt goes up because the bullet was so fast. The frames per second are like, you'd have to have like 2,000, 3,000 frames a second to detect something like that. One frame, it's usually 30 frames a second. You're just not going to pick up anything. The bullet hit him, and then his shirt goes up, and then down, and then there's this hole there. The truth is the bullet hit first, then the shirt moved. You just can't see it unless you had super slow-mo with like 1,000 frames a second. Or more. Any chance we can try to get those other 9 channel memberships, you guys? Seems like we mentioned that a few times already. What happened, Sherrick? What happened? Yeah, it's just $45 total. That gets us, and then I'll donate 5 myself, and then we'll have 14 more. Trying to get as many channel members as possible. Yeah, he was identified. His parents said it was him. Yep. When he went up the stairs, no, it's not really grainy at all. When he's going up the stairs, I don't know if you've ever seen this. Let me show you something. I'll see if I can find it really quick. Hey, thanks, Steven. All right, 8 more. Very cool, very cool. I'm just looking for something over here. Man, it's hard to find some of this stuff. Well, let me go back in time, I guess. Very specific Google searches occurred. No, that's fake, Damon. That's all fake. That one guy that puts out the Google Trends, he's a absolute fraud, okay? And he knows it. He's basically a carnival barker. It's complete bullshit. But you won't know that because, you know, you just won't. You can't do anything with Google Trends looking for a specific search. It's just garbage. It doesn't work like that. I'm just looking for one image that I've got here. See, it's hard to disprove conspiracy theorists because they'll just claim something and then you have to do something to prove to them, but they just believe some random schmuck telling them a story. Hey, thanks, Jessica Schubach. That guy had no YouTube channel at all until he mentioned Google Trends and he turned it into, I mean, he is EI Rule. He is a Fed snitch. He is. He's a fraud on YouTube. I mean, literally a fraud, and I don't know how else to explain it. He has nothing he says is valid or true in any way, shape, or form. Yet people watch and somehow believe it. It's crazy. All right, how about this? This is the one I was looking for right here. Hey, Damon, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Right, it is. The burden of proof should be on the conspiracy theorists, but they don't care. You end up believing them. So let me just show you this. This is Tyler Robinson when he was pulled over by cops. See that guy right there? Same guy. Look at this. This is him when he's walking through the tunnel to, go up the stairs. And look at that. That's Tyler Robinson. That's why his parents said, see that right there? That's Tyler Robinson right there going up the stairs. And that's him when he got pulled over by cops. And that's why his parents said, yep, that's our kid. That's him. And here he is walking there. This guy here is the same as this person. Right? And his parents, see that? Look at that one right there. For example, that would have been a good one to put over here. But see, look at his hair right there. See how the hair comes down like that and all that. And then we move over here. And look at same kind of hair. Exactly the same hairstyle and everything coming down. Just a different angle of his head. Yeah, the ears are totally the same. They're the same ears, Damon. Now everyone points at this one. Look, there's something there, And, then look at this one here. So they just keep harping on that. And who knows what something like that is. All I can tell you is that his parents identified this person. That was the first image put out there. And they both agreed that it looked like their kid. And guess what? The rifle that they found was the one that his grandparents gave him. Doesn't that mean anything to you? and his DNA was on the rifle they found. And the rifle they found was the one his grandparents gave him. And so, do you think he was on the roof? Let me ask you that, Damon. Was he on the roof of the Losi Center building? That's him right there. His parents identified him. We know he was there because he's actually got the shots where he was at the Dairy Queen. Remember that? Yeah, look right here, look. And we've seen him in court, so this is him. That's him at Dairy Queen. He's in the town that day. Right? See that? Well, I know you're not, but his parents are, so can't you trust his parents, Damon? I mean, his parents said that's him. This picture right here is him. Right? And then if you look at that, he's got the same... Hell, his ears look kind of similar there. See that? Look out. That one ear has got something going on there. And that's exactly what's going on in that picture. And we know that that's him because we saw him in court the other day. It looks exactly like him. All right, what are we at now? We need 7 more, right? Thanks, Jim Lawn. All right. Well, I appreciate It's not fake, though. Oh, come on. Are you? You're just bringing up all the conspiracies, Damon, right? 10 minutes after a run-in with the cop near the gun drop site. You just said it was fake. We don't know what time it was where he ran into the cops. We have no idea. Nobody in public has any idea what time it was where he ran into the cop. Not a soul. Aight? What grown man goes to Dairy Queen? You know, to get one of those Oreo cookie blizzards? Come on. Let's call it a draw for now. Well, it's not a draw. I debunked every single thing that you said, Damon. You know, the stuff you're saying is you believing conspiracy nutter YouTubers, where we're just going over the factual elements of the case, and it all points to Tyler Robinson. There isn't one piece of information that points to anybody other than Tyler Robinson in this case, unless you want to be a conspiracy theorist and believe Candace Owens and all these other people. There's nothing. Okay? Okay, damn it. Hey, at least you're a good sport. You're like normal. We'll call it a draw. No thanks. All right, we need 7 more channel memberships, you guys. Or $35. Whatever the hell it is. That's when I'll donate the 5 memberships, which will cost me $25. See if we can do it. Deleting my facts and comments. I was shocked. I don't even know what that means. Okay, Dan. Nobody knows what you're talking about. The East Texas started deleting my facts and comments. Or, hold on. The East Texas started deleting my facts and comments. Nobody has a clue what that East Texas is, but I was shocked. I'm just being neutral and stating facts. All right. Let's see. I'm holding... Right. I'm holding nobody's hand. I need both hands to hold my ice cream. You missed half the conversation. Yeah, I don't care. Okay, Dan. You typed in a whole thing. East Texas. What? Welcome, Sun Lakota. And welcome to Oogla Boogla Freak. That counts. That's a $5 one there, you guys. So now, okay, there's another one. So now we just need 5 more. And we'll get there. Because Shamo, as in ShamWow. Hey, let me ask you guys something. Have you ever seen like that late night commercial where it's like hidden treasures, and it's like you're just watching TV or whatever, you know, going to sleep, and all of a sudden John Bastow in the hidden treasure. What a load of crap that stuff is. Are you kidding me? Who the hell would buy that? It's just like these, you know, like those little gumball machines where you put a buck in or whatever, and you know, something would come out and there's a little trinket in there made out of plastic. That's what this guy's selling for hidden treasures. Late at night, John Bastow. And I think he was selling workout equipment at one point. It's crazy. Yeah. You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you? You guys have no idea. Man, you guys are so unfun. It's just like a conversation with myself. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's this thing right here. Look at it. This is John Bastow. Can you see this? And he's selling... Wait, is this working? Yeah. He's selling this kind of garbage down here. See this? Little, just stupid, like this stuff. Right here. Hidden treasures. You just look at that and go, who in the hell is one of the people that literally, when they saw that, they go, ooh, I gotta give me some of that. Like right there, this stuff. I mean, look at this stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's just garbage. Oh, wait, who was that? Right there. I don't know. You kind of, when you finally see it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh my God, that's too bad, Jamie. Oh, that was Shirley. Pull the mods to see if I deserve to become a mod. Why would I pull a mod? But look at Jim. You're only here like once a week at the most. You know. 5-year-old make that, I think. Oh no, it's crazy. What is it like? I don't know. It's hard to explain it. Can really. I mean, just look at all these pictures together. You got all these, and then this. You can't tell. Like, the thing is that in the court, you could tell that this guy, all these people are the same. I mean, just look at this. It's crazy. 100%. And Candace Owens is talking about Egyptian airplanes and just these crazy, the Israeli Mossad, and the case is right here. I've walked there. You know what I did, you guys? I had a 360-degree camera in my hand. I parked my car, walked his entire route that he walked, went through the tunnel, walked over to the Losi Center building, walked up the stairs, and made it right to the same spot where all he had to do was climb over a little short wall and run across and shoot Charlie Kirk. That's it. We could all do it. It was easy. He had no problem at all. And he had the rifle hidden in his pants. You see it while he's limping. We've seen people show examples. HSN. No, I don't know what it is. I don't know what that stuff is. It's like, deal, John Bastow, hidden treasures. Oh, wow, get him. Oh, the commercials are just, do they exist? I mean, like on YouTube, let's see. John Bastow, let's see. Hidden treasures or something. Is that? Maybe I'm not spelling his name right. How do you spell his name? Oh, there it is. Base Dow with a D. Oh yeah, right here.
I found my treasure.
I found my treasure. I found all my treasures at JB's Fantastic Finds.
Discover your treasure on JB's Fantastic Finds.
Look at garbage. Yeah, get this stuff. Yeah, wow, look at that. Ooh. That's just, it's almost unbelievable. And you just be watching TV, and that pops up and you're just thinking, man, that's incredible. Treasures. Treasure. I guess everything's a treasure to somebody, you know. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what we'll do. What are we at right now? How about what we'll do is if you guys do... all we needed was 5 more, but we're going to say if we do 20 more, which would... Let's see. Let me see if that works. I'm just trying to think mathematically. 13. Yeah, so if we do 13 more, and then then I'm going to donate $500 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children for the Melodee Buzzard case. How's that sound? So, you know, that's a total, like a complete loss. But hey, I'm trying to do something just prior to the holidays. See if we can do that. So if we can do 13 more channel memberships, I'll donate $500. And basically, you know, based on how it works, is like the channel would get 280 probably total. And then I donate 500, so I'd be paying 220 myself, and I have to pay taxes on the money that came in too, so it's not 280. So can you guys do that? 13 more. Don't all get started at once. Man, definitely not the old days. It's like the stuff you buy at a... Well, it's not even street fair stuff. It's just something you would get if you had a... like you broke into one of those gumball machines and opened up all the little... things, you know, it might be over at like a carnival with the little hooks that you try to pick something up. Well, there's one, and I need 12 more now. Doing a little mini, and we'll try to donate 500 right after that to the National. Well, what would you rather do? National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. We haven't given to them in a while, so we'll give it to them. Did you guys hear what I said? So we need 13 gifted channel memberships, and then I'll donate $500 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Well, jeez, Marty. Marty's Bar and Grill. He made it, so we just get to go do it. Even though nobody else seemed to be helping other than Jessica Schubach and other people from earlier, but when I made this challenge, it just was dead as a doornail. Absolutely wild. Let's see. Alright, there it is. And thanks so much, Marty. Very kind, very kind. Alright, I have to go fill this stuff out. Hold on. Memory, Melodee Buzzard. So here we go. God, I just have to keep filling shit out over here. And there it is, right there at the very end. It says amount 500, boom, and a copy was sent to my email. All right, now we're gonna go to the email, and I think it's just down here at the bottom, just right here. Click on that, and then it says thanks for paying with PayPal. You did $500 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, right there, right? December 23rd, 2025. See, we have to prove every single nickel we donate on the show, or people don't believe it, you know, because the people they watch never donate a nickel to a soul. Well, you guys are really kind, Marty. Thank you. I mean, I try to, you know, if people want to help support my channel, and we do really well during months, one month way back when it was, I think it was 2 different huge cases in a row. For some reason, all my videos are being watched, etc. I actually donated $10,000 that month. It was crazy. It was like, and $6,000 we've done a few times, but you know, last couple haven't been that great because we just haven't been doing as well as before. Maybe next year, huh? So let's go ahead and go to, but yeah, I mean, thanks, Marty. You guys are so kind yourselves. Keep us moving forward. All right, so let's see. We're going to update this one now to grand total is 272.5. And then this year, $43,551. There you go. Nice. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, this is where Melodee was found, right here. It's kind of a pretty area. You know, if you everywhere in Utah is though. And it's right up this little road right there. There's no street view on it. Linda Howell. Good night, Linda Howell, as in Linda Howell, as in the cattle mutilations and crop circles. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah. Alright, well, what the hell do you guys want to talk about? Linda Howe. Good night, Linda Howe. Of the cattle mutilations in crop circle fame, Linda Molden Howe. Thank you very much. Yep. Conspiratorial theories? I don't know. Don't know one. I don't have, you know, if there was a conspiracy theory, I would probably, you know, like I'd have to look at it, and if it made sense, I would be like, wow, you know. But there just never is. It's really, really, really rare when there's a conspiracy. But if you ever notice, the same YouTubers have a case being a conspiracy every single time. And why is that? I mean, how is that even possible? Like why don't they ever say, you know, these conspiracy theorists never go up to those people and say, hey, you know what? You know, I believe in a conspiracy once in a while, but why is every single case that you ever cover a conspiracy? It's never just, yeah, it looks like this guy probably did it. Every single one of them. And their viewers never question them on that. And they're never right. But boy, it sure was a fun ride, everybody. Oh yeah? Where's it going to be snowing? Let's see, I want to try that ramen recipe of yours, but I forgot. You talking to me? Hey, wow, thanks K-Dan for the 5 memberships. Very cool. Yeah, so far this month the channel's given out 1,500, 550 of it, or no, 1,050. I think 550 were just given to people who were needing, you know, some money for the holidays. That's it. And and I'm not going to prove that to any of you, okay? Okay, that would entail bringing up the names. Has anyone watched lately Man on a Rampage? The bullet that hit the... I don't know what that is. What you're referring to? Man on a Rampage. What's that? Yeah, we've got Christmas lights going. Should I go show you guys the yard and everything? Probably do that in a few minutes if you want. Yeah, we'll do that here in a minute. Let me see if I can get everything set up. Alright, connect to that. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's working. I'll try to get it to work. Through Amish country this evening to look at the Christmas lights. Oh, you want to hear something cool? Chris actually got... Somebody came by and delivered like this whole package of stuff, and it was just because of her... Like, somebody went around, and they're an organization that gifts out, like, you know, it's all kind of candy and stuff, but they go around and they, for people who put the effort in to make a really cool yard, they give packages to. I thought it was pretty sweet. I mean, yeah, pretty cool though, right? Well, they must not have Christmas lights then. I'm sure if they had lights, they'd be good ones. Dang it. Every time. Benjamin. What does that mean? Take your Benjamin Netanyahu. What does that mean, Rick? What does that mean? Just watching. Yeah, I'm trying to watch the game over here. There is an end of a Blazer game over here. Then I'll go do the Christmas lights. I was just looking, trying to look over there once in a while. Yeah, we get it. We get it. We know what the Benjamin is, but what does that have to do with anything? Are you going to be one of the idiots that comes in here and says, Shabbat Shalom, meaning I'm a racist, so I'm going to say that? You know, that's what... Have you ever noticed that lately, that all the people that don't like Jewish people keep saying Shabbat Shalom over and over again? Because Candace Owens says that, and that's her little dog whistle for everybody to start hating on Jewish people again. You ever notice that? I think it's disgusting. I see that comment earlier that was talking about seeing you in the parking lot. Nah. What parking lot? What are they talking about? It was weird though. You might want to delete them from... What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about, Shelky. I have no idea what you're referring to at all. Well, right now the Blazers are down 1 point with 38 seconds to go. After being down 20 again. Last night we played a team, one of the best team with the best record in the East, and we're down 21 and then got up by 1 point with a couple minutes to go and then we lost. Tonight's game we were down 20 again and we fought hard to come all the way back. But, you know, we keep missing free throws. That's all we do is just miss free throws. Can't miss your free throws. Yeah, right. The Christ is King, the Shabbat Shalom. None of them know what the hell they're even talking about. They just say it over and over again. What are you talking about, Shelky? I have no idea what you're referring to. I think you're just in... And what parking lot are you talking about? That was talking about seeing you in the parking lot. What case? What parking lot? What are you referring to? Nobody knows. All right, let's see. Ooh, okay. Now this is going to turn out the same game. We got the ball. We're down 1. Ball's in Denny Obvious' hand, top of the circle. Oh, jeez. Looks like got the ball to Klingen and he got blocked. Yeah. So then we had to foul their guy, of course. I live wherever I live, man. I don't have a parking lot, idiot. Yeah. I don't live a place where there's a parking lot. Yeah. Let's see. I'm talking about Momo is the idiot. A parking lot. Jesus. What an idiot. I saw you in the parking lot. I don't know. I don't see anybody with that name up above. Bah humbug! Yeah, the name's not in here. So I don't know what you're referring to. I searched the entire conversation. So I think you're just sort of inventing that. I can't see it. Well, who's Melodee Buzzards? And they did to the Buzzards get there. Ah, Jesus. Get out of here. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about when they say parking lot. Yeah, maybe they meant Idaho case when that one weirdo jumped out of the apartment and followed me. I don't know. Could be that. Ding, ding, ding. Which video? I thought it was... Yeah, that guy was idiotic, that guy. But people were like, oh, Gracie, you were... All I was doing is walking in a place, and the cops... I had to call the cops on the guy. Because he was nuts. Because he chased me in a car after that, and they said, no, you can walk through a parking area of an apartment complex. They told me that. It's not private property where you can't walk through it or anything like that. It looks like we're going to lose again. All close games over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah. The guy was nuts. It did get pretty weird, didn't it, Joe? Yeah. It got pretty weird. Well, let's see. We're down 4 points now, and then they're shooting free throws. And we're still down 4. And then we took a while to get the rebound. So now we're going to have to shoot a 3, bury it, and foul somebody like in 1 second, and then try to make a 60. Just no way. Almost takes 3 seconds to get a shot off. Well. But in the meantime, let me say thanks to everybody in here. Let's see. Carrie Spencer, Tracy Antioch. I'm going to go do the light thing here in a minute, but Chris O'Connell, but Cheryl Bullock, Timothy Cecil, Chris, just me, Steve, excuse me, Stephen Connerly, Chris O'Connell. She was trying to do the $2 haulers. E.I. Rule, Linda Howe, Kathy Friedenmaker, Chris O'Connell, another $2 hauler one. Then she did 10 gifted memberships, and then 8675309 did a cat eye, and then Chris O'Connell did a cat eye. So we had, like, in a really short amount of time, almost like 50% of the goal. And then we had Damon Owen, who debated civilly, and then Marty's Bar and Grill gifted 10, and then Amy Slate, and then Jim Lon, and then Stephen Connerly, Jessica Schubach, Jim Lon, Son Lakota, I guess. And then, let's see, Shamo 2405, Jessica Schubach, Marty's Bar and Grill gifted 20. That was huge during the time where I was trying to get it so we could donate the $500. And then K. Dan also did 5 right at the end there. All right, let me go see if I can get that damn camera working. All right. So I guess we'd have to put it on here. All right. Well, it should be working, but I don't see it yet. Let's see. Isn't that it? All right, I gotta keep. I'm trying to make sure that the. I don't know if I'm logged into the network. Let's see. I know it looks dark. I'm just trying to get my camera working so you can see this. So hold on. Oh, yeah, I was on the wrong network over here. All right, there we go. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Now, hey, you guys
Hey,
can
you
see
guys can
the... Oh, it looks really zoomed in. Let me fix it. Oh, yeah. It's like, boy, that's like huge. Hold on. There we go. Hey, look, you can see. Look at there's the. Well, it was iced tea. Now it's melted water. But this is what it looks like on my screen here. Look, this is what it looks like in my. Right here. So you got a monitor. There's a TV over there. See that one test in the background. Then there's a vertical monitor. Then there's another monitor. And there's the chat that I put next to that on the screen there. And then here's another monitor with Google Earth on it and crap. And then over here is a whole bunch of other stuff that I might use. Isn't that wild? Oh, you're echoing? I must have the... Let's see. Testing. Does this thing have audio? Let's see. All right, how about now? Is that better? Shouldn't be any echoing now, right? Testing 1, 2, 3. It had audio on for some reason. It's still it's better now, or is it still echoing? India, yeah, it should be off. Oh, I see. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll turn it on so when I go outside, I can still talk. I guess. Let's see. I guess I'll just leave it off for now and then put the audio on later. All right, look at that. She has all this music playing all over the place too. Oh yeah, and there's this light way up on that tree up there. Merry Christmas, freaks! it goes in. But I don't think there's much over here. All right. Well, there you go. Well, there you go. There you go. Pretty good, right? No super chats for Chris that whole time? Jeez, you guys. Whew. All right. Well, there you go. Oh, and thanks, Lisa Valenzuela, for the coffee earlier. Yeah, that was pretty cool. We got rid of all these sort of these things that blow up and things. Not blow up, I mean like a huge Santa Claus that has air in it that blows it up in the air. Oh, and here's our oh, thanks, Jimlon. I was just goofing around. Yeah, that would probably help with the electric bill. Thanks.
Amazing. Here's 20 for the electric bill. Merry Christmas, my friend.
Well, Merry Christmas to you too. Thanks. So here's the thing we just got from Nick there. 500. Just came in. So thanks, freaks.
Chris.
Oh, well, thanks, Sandy Shirley. Let's see. How come I don't have rain? Oh, there's Nick. This is 2025, 12/23. Well, anyways, I was hoping that Melodee Buzzard would be out there somewhere. But you could, the mother was suspicious, but she'd act suspicious if she was hiding the kid too. So it was hard to say. But then you would think, after pressure was put on her, the fact that she never still said anything, it didn't look quite as good. And then just randomly, some people stumbled upon her. I wonder how that went down. I mean, was the trip for doing that, or was it something she just like snapped on the trip? I mean, it seems like that's probably what the trip was for. I mean, she brought a gun and everything. Thank you, Sandy Shirley. Well, I couldn't tell because I can't read your comments while I was out there, but hopefully you guys liked the lights. Well, we try to use the, what do you call it, LED lights, so hopefully it doesn't cost quite that much, Marty and Jim. Yeah, they say it's premeditated. That's why I'd like to see the probable cause, And then remember she held that one guy who might have known the truth. And I think that's where they sort of knew what was going on. They dropped those charges, though. The kidnapping ones. I think if you use stickers, they accept them. A lot of times, sometimes super chats, they don't let go through for some reason. Stickers seem to work. Yeah. Can you guys hear me when I was out there, too? Because I turned the audio on. Normally, it's sort of set to off, but I think it was because I added it back. I know what happened. So on here, we have... Yeah, like that, and then you have to turn the volume off. There it is. Okay. Oh, looked like it froze for a second there. We still don't trust them. They seem to go around and mark stuff, and yeah, they're better than they were, but we kind of let them out a lot of the day. But then, it's like if you're not able to watch them, you gotta kind of keep them in there, in that crate, because they'll pee on stuff without you even knowing where it is. Oh, the audio is choppy. Okay, well, it's using Wi-Fi, and I was far away from the thing. But yeah, maybe tomorrow we'll do something. Who knows? Maybe we'll just do a Christmas. I don't know. What do you guys want to do? I like watching Christmas Story. I think that's my favorite thing to do on Christmas, is to watch Christmas Story like 9 times. That's so great. It's funny how that one's never brought up by anybody. They always talk about these other ones and this one and that one. But A Christmas Story, that's why they have it 24 hours every year, because it's freaking awesome. Look at it. It must be Italian. Fragile. It's fragile. It says fragile. Yeah. You're just jealous. Jealous of the lamp? Oh, that whole movie's so great. It's just... everybody this year, try to watch Christmas Story one time. A Christmas Story. It is awesome. It's on TNT. Just watch Christmas Story, Lisa. Let's see. We've got not even sticker. Said edit and try again. I don't know. Well, there's nothing to type in on a sticker, so why would you have to edit it? That doesn't sound right. The stickers are just denominations. There's no editing. I used to like It's a Wonderful Life. That one's pretty good, but they don't play that anymore. There must have been something too aggressive about the guy when he grabbed the girl and he kissed her. You know, who knows if she wanted him to? You know, so they probably can't play that one anymore. Yeah, I'm just telling you guys, if you haven't seen A Christmas Story, then just watch it, and you'll see why people like it. It's probably, I think it's like a perfect Christmas sort of funny show. I mean, it's perfect. You know? Mm-hmm. Partridge Family, yay. You actually have that lamp? Come on. No way. I remember when I was a kid when that, what was it, Rudolph, the one with the abominable snowman, the animated ones, that one's freaked me out, man. Every time I saw that, like every year they play those. You know, you see that the snowman, you know, the creature. And that's when he's saying the, put one foot in front of the other, you know, that stupid thing. And all of a sudden the snowman's nice. Never liked that part. Hey, have you guys ever seen the movie Caveman with Ringo Starr? That one's hilarious, man. But nobody ever talks about it. There's actually words that you remember, you know, like Azul. Azul is food. Azul is food, and Karaka is fire, and there's all kinds of terms that you end up learning. Then there's an Asian guy that he spoke perfect English, and he was wondering why everybody was talking the way that they... I know, that's such a good movie. Nobody ever brings that one up. You hated the movie Caveman? Jesus. Mm. Let's see. Azul was food. Karaka, fire. Zug Zug was sex. And Ool is food, actually. Yeah, food was Ool. And Ya meant no. So you'd say, Nya Ool. So stupid. Like, it's so funny. It had all these funny people were in the movie. It was like, I don't know, Buddy Hackett. I think Buddy Hackett was in there. And then the girl from Cheers was in there. And yeah, just like, oh yeah, and Dennis Quaid is even in there. I just watch it on TV every year. Oh yeah, they were just sitting around the campfire. Ooh. Hey, what's that? Ooh. Ooh. And they just kept adding to it. That was good. Yeah. Was his wife the actual Alana, I think her name was? Lana? That was the girlfriend of the big, huge caveman. See, it was kind of funny. You know how like cavemen walk around bent over? And then one time, I think it was Ringo Starr, they were bent over, but then their back got cracked, and all of a sudden they stood up straight like we do. But the rest of them still bent differently. Then they figured out that you had to keep bending them all. One foot in front of the... Yeah, right. He starts smiling as he gets the footsteps. But I remember that big, huge caveman. They couldn't get his back to straighten, so they put like 9 guys on his back, and all of a sudden there's a... It cracked, and then he could stand up straight. I guess we all just watch all kinds of different things. There's probably people analyzing when I was filming my desk. Any other items? Oh, here, I'll show you one. Like this one in here. Look at that. Can you guys see that? That's blue. See that? Like a photograph was sent in, and then I got a little hologram of blue inside this cube. Maybe if I did it bigger. See that? There he is. Let's see. Maybe there it is, like that. Remember that? It's kind of a cool little thing that you can make. Snowman always freaked me out. Yeah, exactly. When you were a kid. Man, you're too young, Timothy Cecil, to be remembering this as a kid and stuff. Aren't you like 30 or something? Or oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, you guys got to see Chloe running around. That was pretty cool. All right. Well, anyways, thanks for everybody for showing up tonight. Thanks for helping support the channel. And we were able to donate $500 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children tonight, which is cool. And we're just keep on trucking, you know. I did have a decent debate with one person in here regarding... I mean, it wasn't really a debate. You know, the thing is, there's nothing to debate when you're debating like Tyler Robinson. It's just somebody throws out something and then immediately, yeah, those guys are you're just listening and believing a YouTuber who's inventing something and you want to believe it. So they put it out there. It's not real or anything like that. That's the only answer that you can give them. You know, there isn't some... I mean, like I said before, how do you debunk somebody if they said this? Oh my God, Dan, like I said before, Dan Bongino, he resigned because he's actually partially behind Charlie Kirk, you know. And then I'd say, well, prove it. And they'd say, oh, how would I disprove that comment, is what I would say. See, when you're in a debate, how do you disprove that? See, I think debates should be using facts that are available, and then people debate whether or not those are true or not. Not, well, let me throw out something that's not provable and let you try to, you know, it's up to them to prove the theory. So that's like, the first thing it should be, okay, prove your theory with the facts, and then now let's debate it. And they can't do it. So it's like hard to do it that way. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, we've given Nick Mac over $30,000 over the years. So, while that's cool, I mean, that's just a drop in the bucket. Yeah, we've given Texas Equisearch, Rain, and Knickknack all right around 30,000 a piece. And then our DNA fund is over 100,000, and then there's another, then probably, 20 went into our scholarship fund so far, and then, another 40 something went somewhere else. Yeah, that means I have to type that in. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being here. Oh, you got email for your lights?
Check email and show my lights.
Is it a competition now? Oh, you sent a video. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It doesn't work. You've encoded it in a weird format. Let me try it with VLC player. Oops. What happened? It just... Oh, man. There you go. Cool. I like the, you got it pretty full in those bushes. I like it. Must live near Florida or something. Looks like you got palm trees. Or California, I don't know what maybe, I don't know, California or... Very cool, very cool. All right, well, thanks, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for being here. And if I don't see some of you, Merry Christmas. And thanks again. We were able to give 500 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Bad news out there on Melodee Buzzard's case, and then Tyler Robinson's trying to get rid of his attorney, or the prosecution attorney, the prosecutor. They're trying to get him removed from the case because he knew somebody in the crowd. What a joke. Jesus. All right. Well, anyways, Merry Christmas, freaks. See you guys later. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his spectre. With all respect, y'all, just remember I'm the type of fucking check-ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Is CrimeCon in Vegas again next
next
time?
Get right back to work. All right, everybody. Talk to you.
Is that where it is next time? Vegas again? I went to the last time it was in Vegas. I drove. That sucked. Jesus. The CrimeCon was pretty fun though, but it's a lot of work. It doesn't really help your channel out much either going there. It just... Anyways, thanks everybody. See you later.
Bye.